Just walking up to the place for inspection. I'm pretty early. I might try to find some place with shade, but as you can see, it's very unusual. It's like a mini cul-de-sac. So it comes off the main road. You can see the boards up there. So yeah, that's the property there. I love all the greenery around it. It's fantastic. I wandered down the road and see if I can find some shade further down. But this is, yeah, it's a weird setup. It's quite a large block, and I guess that's why it's got the address of 37 to 39, I think it is. Or is it? Yeah, I think it's 37 to 39. 79, sorry, 77 to 79. Yeah, that's the place. It's a big block, maybe too big. But I love the greenery. So, as I say, it's a very strange setup, like a little cul-de-sac, which is actually quite good considering it's on a main road. It takes it slightly off the main road. The master bedroom's down the back, so that's good too. But anyway, maybe I should have just sat down on that bench at the park. Might have been a smart move. We'll just go a bit further down and check out the rest of the area and see if there's anything worth seeing. It was about the only park bench I could find around the area, so I thought I'd come back and rest here for 10 minutes, then head to the inspection, and gives me 5 minutes to get back up there. One thing I did notice about the place is it's actually low. It's actually it seems to be lower than the other houses in the area. Maybe the one next door is about the same, but my concern there would be possible flooding, which is what a friend of mine mentioned yesterday on the phone. He said it's something you need to be concerned with. So there is a creek behind, a seasonal creek, so obviously it gets pretty wet down there. I don't know. I mean, we've had some pretty bad floods this year. I guess if there'd been damage to the house, it would be shown now, because we have had such bad flooding. So if it survived this season, I guess it's not a bad sign. But I'll have a look there, see if there's any sign of any flood damage, any water damage inside the place. Might be worth checking out, because it's very quiet here. It's just the road is quite busy though. I'd say Cottesloe Road is one of the busiest roads in Kewarra Beach, so that's something to take into account as well. So there was another property just down the road towards the shops, down in a what direction would that be? A southerly direction, yeah, in the southerly direction. And that was also on the main road, so that's something to also think about. This road is busy, so I don't know if Cottesloe Drive is a great place to be. One of these, there's a few cul-de-sacs, there's quite a lot of cul-de-sacs around here, so I don't think it's an issue with this house, because like I said, the master bedroom's down the back, and it's back from the main road anyway, so that's a good thing. The only concern I'd have would be the possibility of flooding there, because it is lowly slung. I'll get a shot of the place. You'll see what I mean before I end it and go through and do an inspection. So we'll see. I don't know whether this is going to be suitable, but seeing I'm here, I might as well check it out. Certainly the area is nice. It's very quiet. No people in this park, for instance, on a Saturday morning. Maybe they come in here later. Maybe it just doesn't get used that much. Who knows? But certainly the resources here to be able to walk down that along the creek toward the beach is very good, really good. It'd be nice if there was a pathway, a properly defined pathway. That's about, yeah, nothing spectacular, just grit or something like that. But one mud made of grit or just defined with sand or whatever, just something that sort of cuts through the grass and what have you. That would be good, but it's no big deal. That's finicky. It's nitpicking a bit, but yeah, it's amazing how quiet. I suppose people might be out shopping on Saturday morning, maybe. could explain a bit. But yeah, like I say, it's a great environment, a healthy environment here, and you know, if you feel like you're living in the bush, it's fabulous. So no problems with Kewarra, and like I say, there's an Airbnb that I might be able to stay at, which is just down the road here. It's actually closer to the beach, so well, we'll see. I don't know the actual address because they won't tell you an Airbnb generally. So anyway, we'll see. Hopefully she'll reply today. She's supposed to reply within a day's time, so we'll see. Like I say, it looks to me as if the place is down quite a bit. It's at lower. Like the neighbours are saying, the houses are actually on an incline. So you can see it's actually down quite a bit. If you look at the compared to say street level, it's quite low aspect. So I don't know if that's an issue for. I guess it's continued to slope down towards the creek. So looks like people are wandering around anyway right now. Well, it's vacant in any case. It's a vacant property. So yeah. It's almost time for the agent to be here in any case. Yeah. So, yeah, that's it. Oh, I think he's here. Well, I was a bit underwhelmed with that place actually, and I was also underwhelmed with the real estate agent, who I felt didn't even take me seriously. That's rare, and I think it's yeah, I don't know. I just that's just the feeling I got. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but the block is way too big for my use. It goes right down to the creek by the looks of things, and it's just sort of bush area. The other thing is the interior didn't look great, nowhere near as good as the photos, and there's only one aircon in the master bedroom. That's it. So you know, and it was an old aircon at that. And the kitchen didn't look great, you know, it looked a bit tired, and I think that the construction of the place looked a bit tacky. Well, I would have thought my coal shares were going well today, but they're not. There's plenty of people in the supermarket, so they're obviously getting a turnover. Yeah, I had a fairly good find today. I found this place down Trinity Beach, just near Moore Street, which sort of runs just behind the actual beach in parallel. It's one street back from Trinity Beach itself. And this place is basically a self-contained apartment. And I got it on Airbnb for $1,500 for the month, which I think is pretty damn good for a place with its own loo, own kitchenette. Quite nice looking kitchen actually, but I don't know. It said it's got a small oven. I couldn't see where this oven was, but they say there's also hot plates. I couldn't see them either in the picture. So the pictures weren't that informative, but she's had good feedback, the host, so it looks like a pretty good deal. It's in a great location, so I'm very happy with that. Also, the other good thing today is I finally got confirmed that there'd be an extension on the settlement of 1 week. That's been okayed. So I made the booking from the 28th of next month for 1 month, giving me plenty of time, hopefully, to find a place to buy. I mean, I may not. There's not that many places being listed in that part of the world, so the supply is a bit of a worry, and I specifically want to buy in Kewarra Beach or Trinity if there's nothing else available, but Trinity's generally more expensive, so I'd rather stick to Kewarra and rather be in that area just in between both beaches, and you got the best of both worlds. But yeah, this place is actually in a prime location, and the woman, the host, she actually gives a 45% discount for monthly stays. It's amazing how much of that varies between people. Some people don't give any discounts for a month's stay, so that's amazing to me. And I think the lowest I've seen is about 18. If it's 0 or 18, I found a couple were about 30 or 37, which is quite reasonable. 45 is the best I've come across. So it sort of feels good to get a big discount like that, because if I do find a place and I'm able to leave, say, halfway through that period, then you know, I won't feel so bad about paying ahead for it, because I had such a big discount anyway. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm fairly happy I got that, because I really do want to be down the beaches, and I really do need access to my own loo. I'm at that time of my life that's an important priority, I'm sad to say. It's funny because Bald and Bankrupt just posted a video today, and he was basically had the runs the whole time during his where was he? Uzbekistan or somewhere? No, actually, no, it wasn't Uzbekistan. It was one of the other stands, I think. Anyway, he's in that part of the world, and it's not hard to get a bit of dysentery in that region. But yeah, he was complaining bitterly about it, and he got some pills to take, and he made sure that the hotel he got in what was it called, Bakhtu or whatever. I think it's one of the oil-rich states actually in the former Soviet Union. He got a hotel room, only 15 bucks it was, but he made sure he had his own loo. That was his first priority, and he raced straight to the dunny as soon as he got the keys. So yes, I know the feeling. Unfortunately, it comes and goes. It's not so bad now. When I was having medical treatment, oh my god, yeah, that was terrible. But yeah, a bit more back to normal these days, but never be as good as when I was younger, that's for sure. So yeah, it's a top priority for me. I've got to have my own loo, and having cooking facilities is top priority too, because I don't want to waste time getting takeaway. I like making, well, I don't like, I just prefer to make my own food. I don't do it in Vietnam because there's such good food available at such cheap prices that you don't need to cook, and it's not going to burn a hole in your pocket. But in Australia, of course, labour is so expensive compared to a place like Vietnam that people blow a lot of money on coffee and food and things like that, eating out all the time. I've saved a packet in that respect. But you know, if you really love that sort of doing that sort of thing, fair enough. I mean, there's a heap of cafes around where I'm going to be staying. Trinity Beach is stacked with cafes, and I don't think I've been to any of them. I've been to the pub, and they have a happy hour at 5. They used to anyway. So I might go out there and get a great Northern, and it's a terrific view. It's up on the first level, and you get a great view of the beach. It's a nice part of the world. I enjoyed my week stay when I first came up here. In my fact-finding mission before I took the plunge and committed to living up here, I stayed at Marlin Cove for 1 week, because it wasn't that cheap, if I recall. I think it was over 400 bucks for the place. It was a nice place, but it was an indulgence for me. And right now, actually, I must admit, I'm spending similar amount now over the monthly period, because it's going to cost me about $3.50 a week, a little cheaper, and but a similar accommodation in that everything's provided, because at Marlin Cove I had all the facilities. It was actually quite a nice little place. I don't think the place I'm going to stay at will be quite as nice, but certainly the location's fine. But yeah, I didn't want to go crazy on the money. I mean, I could have hung out for the other person who have been waiting for an answer for days now. She hasn't got back to me, so I thought today, stuff that. And that would have possibly been a shared toilet situation. She also has a couple of dogs that are sort of like terriers, and they tend to yap a lot, so none of the guests complained about that. But little dogs can be fairly noisy, but that may not be the case in her case. I just didn't want to take the chance. please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great.